Hey guys, today I'll be starting my garden for the season and I'll be fertilizing my soil with blood meal and it has nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. And the next fertilizer I'll be using is bone meal and it basically is the same thing, just different amounts of what I just named, and I'll explain that later. And the next fertilizer I also have is chicken manure. And what is chicken manure? Chicken poop. And lastly, I have perlite. And this will help the soil make more breathable and lightweight and will make the soil as damp all the time. And now, since you guys understand somewhat what I'm putting into the soil, I'll be now mixing it all together. A reminder, when dealing with perlite, you have to wear a mask or something so you won't have to inhale all that dust that comes out when you're pouring it. And now I'll be adding the blood meal. Also, dealing with these three fertilizers, they do have instructions on how to use it, but I just eyeball it on the soil that I have. Now we have the bone meal coming in, putting a decent amount or a lot. This is the chicken manure, and you should also wear a mask because it stinks. Not like as bad, but you see that powder there. It gets everywhere. And if you guys were wondering why there's so many sticks and leaves in like the soil, it's because next to it there's a pile of like somewhat of compost, and I thought I cleaned enough out of the way to get like just dirt and nothing else. But it's not a big of an issue. But if you have old soil and like you've used it with other plants and whatnot, it's best to like sift it through so it'll be just nice and clean. And talking about back to the fertilizers, I'm not too sure of the chicken manure. I can't remember, but each fertilizer has these three numbers, and I'll just set up an example how these numbers look like. In the first row on the left side is nitrogen. The second one in the middle is phosphate, if I said that right. And the last one in the right side is potash. And let me just say it all over again. What what I said actually earlier, if you remember. So the first one is nitrogen, and the middle one is phosphorus, and the last one is potassium. And these numbers have a meaning, obviously, behind it. That is different percentages of it. Like, I don't remember again which has more or which is less. Let's say the blood meal has more percentage of nitrogen than bone meal, and then so on with other fertilizers. I hope you guys understood what I was trying to explain about the fertilizers. I'm pretty bad explaining stuff, but I was just trying to say like what's a little bit more into the fertilizer. So I'm adding more fertilizers and perlite because I think it needed just a tiny bit more. And after that, I'm done mixing. I'm off to start putting seeds in. Fast forward just a tiny bit, I'm still mixing, and as I was mixing, I found this orange thing, and I was like, wait a minute, this is a carrot, but then I remembered it was a turmeric that my grandma planted last summer, and I thought it wouldn't grow roots the way how she did it, and I was right. and I found like a couple more after that. And yeah, just a little thing I wanted to show you. Another thing I want to show you guys that I have is a grow bag, and I highly recommend it because it allows the roots to expand more since the bag is so breathable. And these bags that I got also has handles, so it's easier to transport and carry it around. And it also helps drain out water, and that's about it. Finally, we made it to the seed part, and these will be the seeds I would be planting, except I didn't plant the one of the lettuce, and I planted the beets the next day because I ran out of soil. As you can see, I enjoy buying seeds from this place. It used to be $1, now it's $2. And some of these, if you look really closely, these contain like a lot of seeds, which is amazing. I have more seeds that I'll be planting later in the months, but for now, I'll be just planting these and go from there. And now we shall begin to start putting dirt in these containers. And I got these from Amazon. It was like a pack of 10. And it's not just like these containers right here. It was like a whole set, which you'll see later on. And it's turns into like a mini greenhouse. Like once you see it, you'll understand more. But right now I'm planting the tomato seeds, beefsteak tomatoes, and you see me picking these off from the table because I spilled them, and I'm just like, well, it is what it is, and I'll just be picking them from the table. Also, I kind of find it better sometimes if I just use like my bare hands to put the seeds in. Sometimes it's tricky to just put seeds in while wearing gloves. And I also learned when you're planting seeds in, you should just put not even an inch deep, just like over the top layer, and then just put a little bit of dirt on top, and then you're good. And then water it and let it germinate for a couple days. I ended up using the 2 trays for tomatoes and the rest just one of each. Now, the last part, I'm going to add water to it and then rearrange them and label them with these tags, or I don't know what you call them. You write them and then you just put it on the soil of the name of the seed. And I also got this little thingy top that you can connect to like any plastic bottle. And one side it has like soft shower, whatever it's called, shower setting. And the other side is just straight pouring water. Nothing special to it. And that was like, I don't think not even $1. And it's really good. And like I said, these containers, the green base holds the water in, so you don't have to re-water it. These are the lids that makes the greenhouse by covering the holes, and then when you want to, you can like uncover it by spinning it back and letting that air out, and it'll help it germinate a bit more. I like these, and they're also cute. But that's it for this week. I'll be back when the seeds are finally germinating, like growing. But thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you learned something new. So, goodbye.